What is going on, guys? So, Black Quarterback Series, DMV Classic. Let's talk about it. So, hey, if you know my name is Keith, I do Black Quarterback Series, and everybody knew what the game of the week or the game of the, I guess, game of the year, kinda. Jayden Daniels versus Jayden Daniels versus Lamar Jackson. We're gonna get the numbers out the way, and then we're gonna talk about this looking into a mirror matchup. So, Jayden was 24 for 35, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson was 20 for 26, 323. Touchdown interception. Henry running all over the place, 132 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 24 carries. You know how crazy it is for somebody on Lamar Jackson's team to have 24 carries? And I didn't even write Lamar Jackson's rushing totals down, which means he didn't rush very much. Like, that is crazy. But Zay Flowers, I not say finally show up, but Zay Flowers had a big game, 9 receptions, 132 yards. So, you guys know, I'm sure everybody that's watching plays Madden. Do you know when you had a little brother or anybody of significance that's younger than you, y'all would play the game together and they would be extra and play with the same team that you're playing with? This is exactly how this game went. This was Baltimore Ravens versus Baltimore Ravens in white. Like, that's how this game looked. Like, I don't know what Cliff Kingsbury did. Did he just take Greg Roman's book and put in more passes from Lamar's first few seasons? But, like, this game was not really, really good because then Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, or Derrick Henry and the Ravens, showed why they're the Ravens. And Derrick Henry, we're seeing that it was worth it. And they probably should have traded for him earlier last season. It's safe to say that if they had traded for him last season, they probably would be Super Bowl champions. But I digress. They looked good, as they always do. They were able to run the ball effectively. Redskins. I'm sorry about that. Washington Commanders didn't have their running back. They didn't have Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson was out. Running game is a big incorporation of what they do. So they lost a lot not having him there, but they had I don't know. I don't think his nickname is Scary Terry. Terry McLaurin, I think that's his name. I'll put his face up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, number 14. So that he had all his weapons. He just couldn't beat Lamar. Like, I'm going to put that Cat Williams clip in here when Cat Williams was talking about, what was it? It was when he was talking about a Chrysler 300 looking like a Phantom. Y'all, when I'll put it in there.
The fucked up part is it do look like a Phantom until a Phantom pull up. Then you just in that motherfucker now. This is bullshit. I don't even want to be on this street, nigga. I don't even want.
I put it in there. But that's how it looked. That to me, that's how it looked. Lamar Jackson is a real Phantom, and I don't care what you put in front of him. He's probably going to be a back-to-back MVP. I'm just going to throw it out there. So, not really too much to take from this game. I was going to clip this out. Weird stuff happened. I'll tell you about that at the end. But yeah, overall, really, really good game. Should have been the Sunday night game because nobody watched the Sunday night game, but I digress. So let's move on to the super duper early game that I caught on the replay, and I did not get up at 8 a.m. to watch it. So Caleb Williams versus the next great quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. We're going to talk about how Trevor Lawrence is one of the biggest busts in NFL history in a minute. So Williams was 23 for 29, 226 yards, 4 touchdowns, interception. Had help everywhere. I just have Swift's name here because he was the biggest name that had that gave him the most help. 17 carries, 91 yards, a touchdown. This is the team we thought we were getting when they drafted number 1 overall, when they signed Keenan Allen, when they got a Duce, Swift. This is the team we thought we were going to get, and they're sitting there. I think they set a record. This is the first time the Bears have scored over 35 in like consecutive games or somewhere close to that. And now I was talking to my uncle about this. I said Caleb has an outside chance to win the Rookie of the Year, and if he has a chance, they'll give it to him. And this was when we was watching the Baltimore game, and then all of Jayden's records came up that he's gonna break or will break for his rookie year, and I was like, oh, right, Jayden is awesome, right? So I think he has a chance to win it because I feel like the media want to give it to Caleb, But Jayden has been so special that I think that it don't even matter. Don't even matter what Caleb does to this point. Now, if Caleb has a playoff run, I think that will change the way we perceive this. They both might end up in the playoffs. Wouldn't it be crazy if they played each other in the playoffs? That is really, really possible. So Williams looks good. Williams looks good. He's progressing. Now he played the terrible Jacksonville Jaguars, but he looked good. You beat the teams who you're supposed to beat on your schedule, and that was definitely a team that you wanted to see. Could he beat them? Could he? He's still developing as a rookie. I'm not gonna get too high on him. I'm not gonna get too low on him, like I've always been saying. But really good showing of what he could be and what his ceiling is. But let's get to Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence, y'all remember #1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence? He was supposed to save the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then it was terrible his first year. Then got Urban Meyer. And it was terrible then, but we blamed Urban Meyer. And then he was terrible again. And there's nobody to blame now but him. No, we blamed the receivers. We blamed him not having talent. Then he got talent. It was terrible. He's average. I think we all know that he's average now. And that quarterback class was average. I love me some Justin Fields. We're going to get the Fields right after this, but all of them are average. Justin Fields might be the best one. Might be the best one in the class right now, unless I'm missing somebody. So, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, put him on that billboard, not the billboard, with all the Mount Rushmore. Put him on the Mount Rushmore of busts now, because he came in with a lot of hype, and he has not lived up to that hype one bit at all. I can at least say Caleb's lived up to the hype at least now, but Trevor Lawrence hasn't gave us anything. So, staying in the NFC, Dak I'm getting paid a lot of money to be average Prescott. So Dak Prescott was 17 for 33, 178 yards, 2 interceptions. This is Dallas. And I probably gonna cut this out because I want people to see it. I want people to see this. This is Dallas, guys. Michael Parsons is hurt. They can't get any pressure. So they were playing the Lions. And nobody's sitting there saying that the Lions are not capable of doing 40 balling somebody. That's not what I'm saying. But as Dallas Cowboys, you're supposed to at least be competitive. You're overpaying your quarterback, who you should not be overpaying anymore. Everybody knows I'm a major fan of Dak Prescott. I've done like 2-3 videos on Dak. I'm gonna leave it at the top. Curious case of Dak Prescott. I've done like 2 videos on that. And one of my favorite series to do. Because Dak is such an interesting guy, like 4th round pick, didn't expect much, was super duper high, and now he's like super duper low. It's like, but this is terrible. Jerry and I'm gonna skip around my words so I can skip around the YouTubey stuff. Until Jerry Jones is unalived, this team won't do anything. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't coach the team properly because Jerry Jones is going to be all in your face. What owner do you know has a radio gig? The dude is worth billions, and you own radio with you just on radio talking about your team like you're a caller or something.
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. Let me tell you what I'll do about it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years. Okay? I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. I'm not. And I really don't, and I don't even want our listeners to listen to me, to talk about this is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask
why.
Get
a job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong.
Something like no other team does this but Dallas. And now you're gonna have to pay Michael Parsons. You're gonna have to pay CD. You're gonna have to find another running back because shout out to St. Louis, but Ezekiel Elliott is not what he used to be. So it's looking really, really bad for Dallas. And you have Washington in your division now, who's really, really good. You'll be better than the Giants because the Giants are terrible. But This is not a good look. This is not a good look for them. This game was over very, 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 very quickly to the point I didn't even have to watch the rest of the game after they was down by like 20 something. And on a more serious note, shout out to Agent I think his name's Aiden Hutchinson. I'm not gonna put that injury on the screen where the bottom of his leg went like that. I'm not gonna do that. But shout out to him. He's expected to come back next season, but I wouldn't expect him to be back next season. And even if he is back next season, he won't be the Hutchinson that we've gotten used to, because he broke his fibula. Like, that's not nothing to play with. Like, when I saw the injury, I was like, yeah, he's done. He's done. He's done. Like, I don't know if you guys seen Alex Smith's TED Talk. I don't think it's the same injury, but it's somewhere around the same. As far as devastation, Alex Smith came back and he played a few more seasons. So, speedy recovery for Hutchinson, and you hate to see that. You hate to see that with such a bright young player. He was gonna get paid if he didn't get paid already. You know, I'm not tuned into the Giants. I'm not tuned into the Lions like I should be, but I really, really hope he gets a speedy recovery for him. Justin Fields. What I'm supposed to say? What I'm supposed to say, guys? 14 for 24, 145 yards, and a touchdown rushing. Kind of the same thing with Lamar that happened with Justin tonight, or Sunday. Najee Harris, 14 carries, 126 yards, a touchdown. This is how Pittsburgh wins. They're not going to win a shootout. They're going to play staunch defense, and they're going to run the ball, and they're going to make sure their quarterback don't make a lot of mistakes. They're going to play 2009 football. That's just what Pittsburgh is going to do. And I love Pittsburgh. Y'all know I love Pittsburgh. I wish they wouldn't in my division. But this style of play is not going to win much. It might get you 8-8 again. But Cincinnati is doing this. Baltimore is doing this. And you guys are just doing this. I can see another 8-8 season. But if that means that Russell Wilson ultimately doesn't play and Justin Fields keeps the job, then I'm happy about that. So, shout out to Justin for stacking up wins. Shout out to him for stacking up wins. I don't know how many wins he had in the season with the Bears, but he's definitely going to eclipse that this season. Running game, again. That's kind of the theme of this week. It was a lot of blowouts, so there's a lot of running. So running game was another theme. C.J. Stroud, 20 for 31, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Joe Mixon returned. 13 carries, 102 yards and a touchdown. The running game makes a huge difference. Like, CJ is great. CJ has been good all season, except for last week when he was a little flustered. But other than that, CJ has been good all season. Partially for me looking at it and listening to shout out to Trey TV for he's a Houston Texans fan, so he watches that team way more in depthly than I do. So he kind of echoed the same sentiments that I was talking about. They have real offensive line issues. And you can see that when you watch the film. You're like, oh man, they need help on the O-line. So, but they took care of business. They took care of business like they should have, and they got the win. I think them and Baltimore have the same record. I think they're 5-1. They're 5-1. So they haven't even played Houston Texans. They haven't even played their best football yet, and they're 5-1. So can't really be mad at that. The Browns. I was gonna end their segment with this, but I'm gonna start this right now. I'm still probably gonna like check the stats and check on them, but we're done talking about the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is gonna get benched eventually, and I don't want him to get benched, but you gotta give me something. There's no reason this team should be under 500 and only have one win with the great defense they're playing. And like, I just can't spend no more time watching this team frustrate me. Baltimore frustrates me enough that I just can't do it. With that being said, Deshaun Watson was 16 for 23, 168 yards. They gave 5 sacks. So, again, another offensive line with major issues. So, it's not all on Deshaun, but Deshaun's not making it better because Deshaun didn't have a good offensive line in Houston, and he was in MVP conversations. So, like, I think Deshaun has just lost it. That's not the same Deshaun that dueled Lamar in college. That wasn't a playoff game. That Clemson Louisville game, that was a different Deshaun. This is not that Deshaun no more, and I hate to see that for him. But Jayden really, I'm not gonna sit here and say Jayden played bad, but he got AJ Brown back, and that just made a huge difference. AJ Brown with 6 receptions, 116 yards and a touchdown. Jayden 16 for 25, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Eagles are getting healthy, and that's the scare of the rest of the NFL. The Eagles getting healthy was one of their main priorities. And just being able to finish games. The Eagles have had this issue since last year, since after the Super Bowl run. Being able to finish games. I don't want to see Nick Sirianni get fired. I love Nick Sirianni. I love that brash and I'm this and I'm that. But, like, you got to finish games. So, they won this game. They won this game, but it was not the best of games. This game was kind of boring. And when you're facing the Browns offense, I honestly, if you score 15 points, you might be able to coast and win. And that's kind of what happened towards the end. So yeah, that's the last time. Unless the Browns do something crazy or they bench Deshaun, that's the last time you hear me talk about the Browns. And so I'm going to get out of here. One more game that I did not get to watch. 2 games I did not get to watch. The Thursday night game, the Geno Smith game, and the Cardinals game against Green Bay. So I'll put Green Bay and Arizona. Yeah. Green Bay and Arizona. I'll put their stats up on the screen and what they all did. But I didn't watch that game, so I don't have an opinion on it. Now, the Geno Smith game, I did watch a little bit of it, but I don't have enough to make an opinion. All I have to say about that is Mike McDonald looking kind of funny in the light right now. You're 3-3 in that division. You have a possibility to try and win it, but Geno Smith is looking a little washed. I don't think he's washed, but he's not looking as good anymore. Now, like I said, I didn't go in depth and watch that game, but they have major issues they need to solve. What's going on, guys? So I recorded that video before I got the news that Amari Cooper and what is his name? Devontae Adams was traded. So I want to talk about those real quick, then we're going to get out of here. So, one, I think Cleveland is about to rebuild. They traded their best receiver, and they're probably about to bench Deshaun. So I think it's time for Cleveland to probably think about rebuilding, at least rebuilding the offense. So the O-line is terrible, so I think it's about that time, right? With the Devontae Adams one, I get that you have a relationship with Aaron Rodgers, but the Jets is a dumpster fire. It just has a better quarterback. So I don't know if that's going to be the best career move for him, but hey, he wanted to go play with somebody he was familiar with. So I definitely understand it, but I don't think it's going to really change anything. So let me know what you guys think of those transactions and what you think about the weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. They need to solve over there. So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. So that's all the football. I want to talk to you guys about why I recorded this video Tuesday night instead of Sunday night. So I was trying to record you guys this video, but I cracked my screen. Like, absolutely gone. The screen was all, I had to pay $200 to get it fixed. It was crazy, right? So take care of your technology, guys, because take care of your stuff, because this video almost didn't come out today, and I would have been devastated because I've been doing this for 6 years and I've never missed a week. Even when I was having tech issues, I never missed a week. Shout out to the man above. So keep your stuff safe. That's all I got to say to you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Serious. It is Murray on the key, but Simon. Oh! Series.
I see you, bro.